building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, welcome to the show. Just to get you happy on hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. We're on 93.7 The Ticket. It's to get you happy on hour, man. You know, that's what we do. Before we get started tonight, I got to give a couple quick shout outs, man. Shout out to Kiwanis Club. I appreciate everything that you guys do and keep doing what you're doing. I think that's very special. And also, I got to give a big shout out to everybody that has joined the movement. The movement, you may ask, is to get you happy on hour. If you don't know anything about it, let me explain. Go to www.rickycsimmons.com/shop-home and order you some Get Your Happy On gear. We got all kinds of stuff. T-shirts, tank tops, coffee mugs, tumblers, the whole nine. But what I like for people to do is to order stuff and then post a picture and tag me in it. And let me know that you joined the Get Your Happy On. The movement of getting you happy on is very important. We have enough negativity in our society, and it's being covered quite well. So I'm trying to put some positive out there. So again, big shout out to everybody that's joining the movement. Tonight, I got a really special guest, but I was laughing with Rico before we started the show because back in my early life, I used to avoid people like my guests. We didn't have much in common, but I'm honestly I'm very happy to be able to say today, I don't have any fear of them. Actually, I can work with them, to try to help others not make the choices that I was once making. I really, really, really am looking forward to this guest tonight because I don't know a lot about him personally. So we're going to learn together. And I'm just going to jump right in and get with it. Welcome to the show, Talkers.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, look at here. I want you to be honest with me. If you can't say something, because y'all going to find out what he do. But I'm going to start off with, where'd you grow up, Tarvis?
I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm a Lincoln kid through and through.
Okay, what high school did you go to?
I went to Lincoln High. Go
What?
Knights.
Come on, no,
The best high school in the state. I gotta tell you that.
Hey, well, I tell you what, Lincoln High. I've done fundraisers for them, and I got a lot of buddies at Lincoln High, so I got nothing bad. Actually, I got nothing but love for Lincoln High, so you're all right with me. Now, going to Lincoln High, did you play any sports or anything?
I did. I played football and I wrestled, and so I actually some people thought I was halfway decent because I was on the Hall of Fame at school. So yeah.
Well, you don't get in the Hall of Fame if you're not decent. I can say that because I happen to be in my high school Hall of Fame, so I know I had a few skills too. So I appreciate your modesty, but give yourself some love, man. That's huge, man. So you made the Hall of Fame in football?
Yep.
Good.
Football.
What position you play?
So in high school, I played offensive line.
Okay.
And I played offense and defense, actually, but I got all my accolades in offensive line. I played offensive tackle, right tackle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and you played both sides of the ball?
Both sides of the ball back then, yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive because I had a little bit experience on the defensive side, but I'm allergic to contact.
Okay.
So, so I didn't do well on defense. I managed to stay on the team, but I did not stand out on defense. But I had a little more success on offense because I got to dictate what happens with the contact.
Mm-hmm.
So, kudos to everybody that don't like defense. That's your boy. I don't want no contact. So after making the Hall of Fame, man, you what did you do after high school?
So I actually played football in Nebraska, Omaha.
Oh, you were doing no?
Yeah,
Okay.
So I did the recruiting thing back in the day. Well, back then it was VHS tapes. You seen your VHS tapes out to everybody. We didn't have the huddle. Yeah, we didn't have that now. So yeah. So I sent my VHS tapes out, and whatnot. So Nebraska, Omaha picked me up, and it's actually been a really great school to go to because I was a little upset at first because at the time I wanted to play D1 ball.
Right.
And so that was my big thing. So I'm gonna play D1 ball, and go somewhere, do my thing. And I found out I was kind of a low level D1 guy, so I was gonna be either a walk on or might be getting the last 1 or 2 scholarships type of guy.
I got you.
And so when knocked on my door, I said, "Oh, I'm not gonna play D2 ball. I don't know about this." And so I looked at the program, and facilities are great, the coaches are great. The quality of football was there for me. So I went down there and I had the time of my life.
So you end up staying there as a full time?
Yep. Stayed there full time, did the football thing, football scholarship. So it was,
Okay. Now after your 4 years, did you redshirt or did you just play all the way through?
I actually played my true freshman year there.
Wow. Okay.
And so I played, so I actually tore my ACL my sophomore year.
Okay.
So I sat a year and then I came back and played my 5th year.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of a blessing. This guy's actually tore my ACL, but I actually got to do half my grad school for free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Free is a good price.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of free. So after college, man, then what happened?
So I got done with college, and so I started looking at jobs. I wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
Well, I looked at an insurance job. There was a former player who was the hiring manager at the time for his insurance company. And so I did fraud investigations for the insurance company for about a year or so.
Okay.
And
is that in Omaha?
That was in Omaha.
Okay.
So I stayed in Omaha at the time.
Okay.
And so on the job description, they said, hey, you're going to be out doing fraud investigations. So you get to go out and check out what's going on with the claims and, make adjustments based off that. Okay. So I get in there and I find out it's a 9 to 5 in a cubicle. No windows. I don't go anywhere. I don't have a car. It wasn't it. So
that ain't what you had in mind.
Right.
So how long did you do that, man?
I did that for about 9 months to a year. So at the time I took that job, I was working there and I was applying to police departments, everywhere I can go. So I was Bellevue, Omaha, Lincoln, KCPD. I started kind of going in that area. And Lincoln Police Department hired me the fastest. They took my application.
I gotta ask you a quick question before I go further into that. Why did you want to be a police officer?
Why didn't I?
I said, why did you?
Oh, why did I? So for me, both of my parents are teachers.
Okay.
So I didn't want to do the teaching thing because high school kids get on my nerves. Middle school kids are worse. And elementary school kids is like herding cats. So I didn't want to teach.
Okay.
All right.
So teaching was out.
It was out. I didn't
Okay.
want to teach. My sister does social work. She's out in DC right now.
Okay. Okay.
And so I was thinking I want to do something in public service.
All right.
And I said, what can I do that is I'm not going to be in an office all day. I can get out and talk to people. But at the same time, I get to do a physical type job. And I go, you know what? Police officer might be my thing.
Mhm.
And so I looked more into it and I actually did a internship at Omaha Police Department while I was still in college for my last year. And I worked in the special victims unit and I loved it. I fell in love with it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so at that point, I knew head on, I'm going to apply to the police department. I'm going to be a cop. That's it.
Wow.
So got done with school and I just started applying.
And
So, yep.
so you basically got your first job in Lincoln
Yeah.
as a police officer?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So now get me up to speed, man. What's the process like to become a cop?
Yeah, so it changed a little bit since I started. I'm about 16 years in December on. So back then, you're gonna have about 400 to 500 people apply for however many slots are available.
Right.
So then they only had 2 hiring cycles. It was a spring and a fall class, and however many they had for the budget, that's how many officers they had. So
okay, I
it
got
might
you.
be 10, it might be 20. It depends on what the hiring cycle is, what they need for the budget based off the budget.
So when you became a police officer, first of all, you started off, I guess, on entry level, which I mean, I don't know exactly how this process.
You're in a cruiser taking calls for service, and yep.
How is that, man? Because I mean, it seems like people don't call you till it's a problem. You know,
it's always a problem.
Yeah.
So it's at first it's fun. You love it. You're talking to all types of people.
Yeah.
The different problems people are having, you help them solve it, trying to help take care of situations. But at the same time, it wears on you after a while sometimes because you never see anybody having a good day. You always talk to somebody that kind of the worst moments of their life.
Right. You know, and I'm sitting here as you're talking, I'm thinking about my past a little bit here. And it was hard for me when you guys showed up because I always saw the worst. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never enjoyed seeing lights behind me. You know,
I'm a cop, but I still get nervous. I find me. So what does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, but you know, out of fairness, I want everybody to know I earned it. I mean, it wasn't like they was picking on me. I was putting myself in position to be stopped. So I'm just kind of, now that I'm on the other side where when I see police now, I just turn my music up and keep going because I know I ain't doing nothing. They're not looking for me. But I'm just kind of curious, man, on a day-to-day basis. That's seems like a stressful job. I mean, it seems like it could get to be very stressful because, like you say, you're dealing with people on their worst day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, so like, walk me through a traffic stop. I mean, like if you stop somebody, let's just say they were swerving. Okay. So what's the process? Because I was one of those guys. I just want to know what y'all thinking was.
Yeah. So for me, the process for me is you pull the car over. The first thing you're thinking about is your safety.
Correct.
So how can I position my car in a way that I'm not going to get swiped by somebody else driving down the road?
Okay.
So I might offset my car a little bit so I can walk up to your car without getting hit by somebody else not paying attention. So I'm thinking about that. And so at the same time, I'm trying to pull you over. I'm running your license plates, trying to get an idea of who's in the car. So if I run your license plate, I got to go, all right, is this somebody that's been contacted by the police 1,000 times? It's a bad guy, has contacts for carrying guns? Or is this grandma that's just going to the grocery store? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure that out. I can't see through your car at the time. Usually you can't. And so I figure out kind of the person I'm going to be dealing with.
Okay.
So as I approach that vehicle, I'm going to assess. I'm going to talk to you like normally. Hey, how's it going? I pulled you over. You know, I'm Captain Banks. I pulled you over for X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
You know, can I get your driver's license, registration, and insurance? That's the spiel I'm going to give to you. But at the same time, I'm looking inside the vehicle to see what I can see. What's by your hands? What's by your feet? Get a smell inside the car. What's the car smell like? Do I smell drugs? Do I smell alcohol on your breath? It's all things you're going through your head at the same time. I'm trying to talk to you. So it's a process where. For face value, I'm talking to you, but I'm trying to assess everything as I'm approaching and doing things.
Are you by yourself or is there another officer with you?
It depends.
Okay.
So sometimes you are by yourself. Most times you're by yourself, but sometimes you might ride a 2-man car or 2-person car.
Well, I got a personal question to ask now that we're on this subject. I want to know why it takes so long when they run my license to come from their car to my car. I guess do you got to read all of my past? Is that what that is about?
It actually depends on how busy the information channel is. Can you run that stuff? You have to wait. You're like, well, can you stand by for a second? All right, I'll hang out.
Well, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I keep a full tank of gas just in case I get stopped, because I feel like if they do pull up my past, it's gonna take them at least 30 minutes to read all that. So I'm gonna probably waste a half a tank of gas just waiting on you to get out of your car. So that's why I was just curious. I thought hey, you know what? Being honest, man, you got to be honest with people. Okay. Now, after you go through the process, let's just say it's a deal where you have to take someone into custody.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when you usually call for. Do you call for backup? Or you just do it on your own?
It depends. It depends on how that contact's going with the individual.
Okay.
If I get a sense that things are going well, I'm talking to you, and I feel like I can handle the situation myself, I will. If the contact has been somewhat hostile or contentious, I'm gonna call somebody else to come with me.
You know, I mean, like I say, I'm so thankful that we can have this conversation and I can laugh about it, because there's a lot of times that wasn't funny. There was nothing funny about when the police got behind me. But, you know, the one thing I will say is this. I'm grateful for you guys, because when everybody else run away, y'all run toward. I mean, to me, man, y'all deserve credit, because if I hear shots fired, that's probably not somewhere I want to be. And you guys, that's your job. You got to go to that and try to fix that, or at least try to stop it from getting worse. You know, so big shout out for all the police officers out there, man, that put your lives on the line. I respect that. I'm just curious. That's why I'm asking these type of questions. Yeah. But now, how long was you on the force before you started moving up?
So I was on the department for, let's say, about 4 years, and I took a position as a field training officer.
Now, what is that?
So a field training officer. So after you get done with the academy, you go into what's called field training, or phase 3. And so you have to ride with like a senior officer to make sure you're doing all the things you were taught in your academy class.
Oh,
and,
okay.
You know, you turn in the right paperwork, your officer safety is all right, your investigations are going well, you can write a decent report, they check all those things for you. So I signed up to be a field training officer. And actually that kind of springboarded me more than anything, because by fixing other people's mistakes, I learned more that way than doing it myself.
Right. By what you could and couldn't do.
Right. You learn how to fix things and where to go to talk to people, to get stuff. Say, hey, we filed the wrong paperwork. Where I got to go to get the right paperwork filled in. Oh, you got to go to John down the street, down the department, and to fix this. Oh, okay. You know, so you learn a lot of the ins and outs of the departments by doing that. And so that gave me a lot of department knowledge as far as the infrastructure, how it works.
Okay.
From there, I say about 5 to 6 years on the department, I got promoted to sergeant. I took the promotion test, and I lucked up. I actually was a halfway decent test taker. I didn't know this. Well, I knew it, but I didn't expect it to go so well, because I took the test with the thought of going, well, I'll see how I do. I'll go from there. And we had about 43 people take the promotion test, and I got top 4, and it surprised me. I was like, oh, okay, wow. I guess I'm getting serious about this. So I went from there, actually got promoted off that list, and I was a street sergeant for a while, and off of I was Southwest team and then Southeast team, working as a supervisor on second shift at that time. I worked third shift all before that.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Is that that third shift? Excuse me. That third shift, is that basically for all, like, the first, when you first start?
Generally, you're gonna work second or third shift if you get on, and you're gonna be working the holidays. I'm gonna tell you right now,
because the guys with seniority, they want the holidays off.
If you're brand new, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're working holidays, you're working nights, and you're working seconds. Don't act surprised.
No, at least now you know.
Right. I'm gonna tell you off rip.
Well, listen, man. Now you went. How long was you a sergeant?
I was a sergeant for. Let me think about this now. I got to think about back in my career here. So about 6 years. I was the sergeant for about 7 years before I got promoted to captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how to get promoted to captain? What was the qualifications?
So you had to have a college degree. You had to have at least 5 years of experience as a supervisor, as a sergeant on the department. And from there is just your resume, your curriculum. The testing process for that one was more strenuous than the sergeant promotion test. That one was more of your book knowledge, what you know about policies and ordinances and whatnot, and city ordinances. And the captain's process was they had more realistic scenarios, information retrieval from our system. They had panel board interviews going along with that one as well. So it was a multi-tiered process to get into that promotional process. And they actually went back and rated points on how much education do you have, formal education do you have, how much community service do you do, how well is your resume put together, how well was your one-page letter of acknowledgement that you want to take the promotion test. How's that going to go? How's that read grammatically? So yeah,
it's a lot of red tape.
Yeah,
sounds like
a lot of hoops to jump for that one. So by the end of that process, I was mentally exhausted, but it worked out.
So now you became a captain how long ago?
That was, say, 2 years now.
2 years as captain?
Yeah.
What's the difference? I mean, from a captain, just say from starting out as a cop on the streets.
So I always explain it as the officers are the doers. The sergeants are kind of making sure that officers are doing the right thing. And as you keep going up, you're doing more of the managing and less of the doing.
Okay.
So I'm not so much doing the doing right now, but I'm coordinating the process. So I might not be doing say we have an event going on downtown. I'll coordinate how many cops can be down there, what it's going to look like, how long we're going to be there. So I do the coordinating, the function of that.
So you don't actually have to be there.
I don't actually have to be on the scene doing the actual job itself.
So if something really goes bad, is there ever a situation where you will have to be there? Or
oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I get called in from work all the time. I got 2 phones with me all the time, so I'm always when I'm off, I'm not off. So I'm there. I'm always there.
I thought, man, when you get to be captain, you kind of get to relax a little bit.
Oh no, there's no days off. There's none.
Wow. So 2 years as a captain, and what's next for you?
Right now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I just want to master where I'm at right now.
Okay,
because I'm got to the point where I got my fishing legs under me, so I feel like I'm got things going on. I feel like I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
and I just kind of want to master where I'm at now and get real good at it.
Okay.
As far as advancing from here, I don't know. Talk to me.
What are the steps above captain?
So right now we just have assistant chief and chief.
So man, you pretty close there. Yeah,
it's up there.
Yeah, I was saying, wait a minute, I mean, captain. See, I don't understand how the ranks work, but I mean, if there's only 2 positions that
2 positions
above you.
Yeah.
What? We need to keep him on staff. Well, you know what, man? I'll put it this way. I'm learning a lot. So I'm glad to know that you're doing this and you love doing it. That's the most important thing, because I'm real big on doing things that make you happy. And that's one thing that I get from you. We're joking about my past and all the stuff that you have to deal with. But on a serious note, man, at the end of the day, you love what you do.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and I think that's real important. Tell me about, and I don't know if you can talk about this or not, but I'm gonna ask anyways. You can just say, "Hey, no, I can't talk about that." Do you ever have like animosity amongst officers?
I never have animosity towards officers. I would say I have, the feeling you get if you have kids and they do something and you're disappointed in them.
Yeah.
They could do better. That's the feeling I get.
I got you.
It's like, you could do better.
Right.
Why are you doing this? You're making it harder on the rest of us now.
Right.
That's the feeling I get.
Well, sometimes, man, it's like in any other profession, I'm sure, you're going to have some people that love their job like yourself. Then you're going to have some that are probably looking for an easier way out. I get that. I'm not pointing fingers or blaming. I'm just saying, I think that's a pretty general deal across the board on any profession. So the guys that don't love it, say they're just doing it just for the check. Now, I understand the check's important. Don't misunderstand me, but There are some people that do it because they love it,
Mhm.
and some people do it just for the check. Seem like them the ones that may be causing problems for everybody because they may cut corners.
Yeah. Yeah.
And seeing that's the part that I always looked for,
Mhm.
even though I may have been wrong when I had to deal with them,
Mhm.
but I always had this sense that some of them weren't quite playing straight,
Mhm.
and I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm just saying it just looked that way,
Right.
but when you're messing up, I guess everything looks a little funny. I was just kind of curious, man. So you've been a captain for 2 years. If you did choose to move up to assistant chief,
Mhm.
how long a process would that be before you're even eligible for that?
Technically, I will be eligible now if I wanted to do that
Really?
process.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
But have myself feel good about taking that process, like I'm ready to take that test,
mm-hmm.
I'll have to wait at least another handful of years for me to feel.
I got you. So you just want to stay where you're at for now?
Yeah. I just want to feel like I have a mastery of what I'm doing before I move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad being somebody's boss when they know more than me. And I'm like, man, you gotta do this. You can't do this. Oh, I can't. You can't make you do that.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
But to me, I think that's smart. At least you're smart enough to know that.
Yeah. And a lot of it's just having some self-awareness about where you're at.
Right.
And do you feel like you could take that test and be able to do that job well? And that's where I had to get myself to before I try to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what I do know is that on weekends, downtown Lincoln, boy, it gets a little hectic. Trying to find a nice way to say that. But do you have to put more officers in certain areas?
Oh yeah. You do. You definitely do.
Okay, because I guess what came to my mind was O Street.
Mm-hmm.
From downtown all the way to 84th. It seems like it's a pretty active place.
It is.
Well, hey, look, I'll tell you what. Don't y'all go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. Stay tuned to the Get You Happy On Hour. We'll be right back.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at GarnerIndustries.com.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Well, we back. Appreciate you guys sticking around. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with Tarvis, man, because a lot of questions I've always wanted to ask, but I was never in position. But I noticed first, before we get started, I see my boy Ernest Taylor, a.k.a. Bubba Taylor in Dallas, Texas, man. Appreciate you. Man, I appreciate you tuning in, man, and checking out the show. That means a lot to me. And I'm pretty sure Brad is out there checking me out, too. Appreciate that, Brad. I call him Scott. Hey, man, I got to ask you a quick question. Now, I know on these certain events like these big weekends, like Husker games, for example, you know, what's the for what you can share. Now, don't go, don't let me put you in no in harm's way.
I won't put myself in the corner.
Hey, so, how do you guys prepare for those type of events, man?
Yeah, so in a general sense, it's increased enforcement. So we might add more officers to an area, increase traffic enforcement, foot patrol, things of that nature.
So, do you guys pretty much know the areas that you need to?
Oh yeah,
increase it.
Yep, you'll see the calls of service incidents that go on, and you learn from the previous years, previous weeks, previous months. You know where you want to put your officers at.
Okay, because I know for a fact it gets a little rowdy.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to say that. It gets a little rowdy.
And we always want you to have a good time, but just
Yeah.
do it safely, illegally.
Yeah, well, sometimes people they may not stop soon enough at the bar,
Right.
and it kind of spills over into the streets.
Right.
So that's why I was just kind of curious about that. Now, you was telling me, I'm seeing you carrying 2 phones, and you're saying basically you're on even when you're off.
Yeah.
Do you ever really just have any time that you can't be bothered, or you can take off and they don't bother you, or is that not an option?
I could take days off, have somebody cover for me, which isn't a big deal. It's once in a blue moon, but I like what I'm doing so much. I really don't take too many days off.
Gotcha.
If I actually just got back from a vacation, so I took about 10 days off.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
It was lovely.
Just out of curiosity, man, if I remember correctly, I think y'all went down there. You're a member of some fraternity, man.
Oh, come on now. Don't do me now. Don't do me. 5 base, but you gotta do it now.
Hey, man, y'all just disappeared. I think y'all was down in my part of the country, down in Texas, right?
Yeah, just got back.
Man. So how was that, man?
I loved it.
You had a good time?
The food was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So
where was y'all at, actually? In Houston?
Yeah, in Houston. Because what's funny is because my family's from Mississippi.
Okay.
And so going to Houston, I got some good Southern food back again.
Ah.
And that hit home to me. So I was all right.
How long was you down there?
I was down there from Thursday to Sunday. So
Thursday to Sunday?
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of people that you hadn't seen in a while?
I did. I met new brothers in the fraternity I haven't met.
Right.
I see them on social media or talk to them on the phone, but I got to see them in person now.
Gotcha.
It was good. So I had a good time.
Well, man, I don't know why y'all didn't take Michael Hunter, man. I don't get it, man. We're going to have a talk about that because that's my little brother, man. And I thought he should have made that trip, man, because I think quite a few of y'all made that trip.
We did.
Big shout out to Michael Hunter, man, and John Goodwin. Did John go?
John was there. We had a good time.
Man, look at I know John had him some fun.
Oh, yeah.
But good. But hey, man, so when you got back, then you just jump right back on it.
So I picked up my phones, checked my email, see what I missed.
You didn't carry the 2 phones with you?
I actually brought the 2 phones with me so I could check emails randomly every now and then. If anything big happened, I just kind of know.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything with it, so I just kind of checked it, looked at it, and put it away.
Okay.
So
So in other words, you wasn't active as you could be.
Right.
Okay. That's fair. So you came back, got back on the job. Now, is anything going on in Lincoln that surprised you when you got back? Did you feel like you walked into something that you didn't expect?
No, not really.
It was pretty.
Nothing where I went, oh, I shouldn't have left. Nothing like that.
Okay,
but it's the usual. I say usual, but it's not usual for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's the usual, the crimes that you run across. Like, okay, nothing too crazy happened, but I could pick up and go from there.
Seemed like now this is something you may could help me with. I remember, like when I first came to Nebraska, man, way back, crime was really low, but it looks like crime has really increased. Is that a fair statement to make?
Actually, crime stats are saying the opposite for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is actually, and it's funny because when I explain that to people, they act surprised, but I'm like, well, think about it. To see what's going on in the community, you either saw it yourself, or you read it in the paper, or you saw it in the news.
Correct.
Now you have a computer in your hand 24/7 with social media going on.
Yeah.
That feeds you nonstop information.
Right.
So you might see one shooting that happens, but hear about 5 different versions or narrations of the same story. You're thinking, man, this place is getting shot up. But really, like, well, actually, stats are going down. In a lot of areas.
Well, that's a good thing, man, because I'm just saying, I'm looking at the like the youth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are already. I'll admit, the youth today have so many more distractions than I had.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of feel bad for them because when you're young, a lot of people have what I call the 10 feet tall and bulletproof mindset. And sometimes that's not very helpful.
Right.
And I notice it just from going into these different high schools. I mean, I do notice that they have now, I guess they call resource officers.
Yes.
Is that what now? Are those regular police officers that are in the school?
Yep.
Now, okay, is that somebody that you would be over to? You got.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I have 2 school resource officers on my team right now.
And that's
or actually 3. Sorry.
Is that what they do all the time?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And what does their job entail? If you can share with us.
So when school's in session, they actually stay at those schools. So I have a middle school resource officer and I have 2 high school resource officers. And so they handle any type of incident. Phone gets stolen, kids assaulted, a juvenile's on runaway, came back to school, anything on those lines, they take care of themselves. The officer's there for that school.
Mm-hmm.
In a more serious situation, an active shooter situation, they're there. You have an officer already at your school to respond right there without having to wait for an officer to drive from wherever to respond. So you're kind of putting the police as a resource for your school right on campus, right there to handle a lot of those incidents.
Now, what's the age group? Because I know there's a certain age. Is it if you're under 18, basically you just detain and call the parents? Is that correct? Or can they be?
It depends.
It depends. Okay.
There's a whole continuum on certain ages, what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
But in a general sense, if you're under 18, you're going to get what's called a referral. And we contact your parents to let you know, say, hey, your kid did X, Y, and Z. You're going to get contacted by the county attorney for X, Y, and Z criminal offense your child, broke. You give them the rundown, kind of what happened.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do something really serious, then there's other consequences.
Yeah, there's a youth assessment center, and yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, man, because I've had the opportunity to go with your frat brother into some of the schools, and a lot of those youth are pretty bold, man.
Oh yeah.
And they don't take instructions well at all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually they just refuse to do what they're told.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity to go to I think it was an in-school suspension class.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't want to be a teacher neither.
Remember what I said? You don't want to be a teacher? Yeah, that's the same reason. All right.
I get it, man. I mean, I totally get it. I was shocked because it was just new for me to see that. I heard stories, but it's like anything else. When you actually see it for yourself,
right,
it makes a difference, man. I mean, and at the same time, you got to keep in mind these are kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're acting like adults.
Oh yeah. Now put high school kids that have adult type bodies doing those violent crimes.
But
it's somebody's baby.
Right.
You got to keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, and see, and I think about that, and I've noticed this too. A lot of times, without hearing both sides of the story, the parent automatically takes their child's word.
Yeah.
And sometimes the child may not be completely honest.
Yeah.
So that's a very unique situation too. I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully here. But no, I just noticed that a lot, man, because the parents will come up to the school and immediately take their kid's side, which I'm not saying you shouldn't believe in your kids, but I'm just saying I think it's kind of different, man. I mean, when the kids may not be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're going to take another break here, and we're going to be right back with the Get Your Happy On Hour. Do not go anywhere.
Too mmany people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we back. Man, look at here. I'm having a blast, man. Y'all, I really wish y'all could hear these conversations that we're having during the breaks, but we ain't gonna do all that. So I will say this, man. I got to thank you, for sharing what you could share. Did not want to ever put any information out there that that would be harmful to what you're doing. But I do want to give a special shout out to all law enforcement, man, because I think it's a job that a lot of people don't want to do. Mm-hmm. And guys get up and do it every day, whether it's for a check or whether it's because you love it. They still show up and do what they got to do. So got respect for that. And I'll be real honest with you. These last 14 years of being clean and sober, I have a new appreciation for law enforcement. Because, the one thing I did notice about it was when I quit making bad choices, they seem to have left me alone.
It's weird how that happens.
They left me alone. I mean, now when I see them, I don't have to look in the rearview mirror and I don't have to worry about stuff, I appreciate them because they're doing the jobs that, like I said, nobody really wants to do. Curiosity's got me right now. When you do get some time off, see, it's well documented that I cannot dance, but that's how I get my happy on. I've been doing the same dance for 40-something years, and in my head, I'm really dancing. Compared to what's really happening, probably is not matching, but it makes me feel good. I'm curious to know what you do when you do get some time off. What do you do to get your happy on, man?
A couple things.
Okay.
One is go home, be dad, because that's the fun part to me.
Okay.
Because I'm gone to work all the time, so when I do get some alone time, some personal time, I hang out with my kids as much as I can.
Okay.
Outside of that, I like to do a good cigar on my patio, kick my feet up, stare at nothing, just kind of hang out.
So get your relax on.
Get my relax on.
Well, that's probably smart because being a law enforcement, and then they got cameras everywhere, so you might not want to be too outgoing.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
because, people are looking for the negative. And we've had that discussion too. I mean, negativity is being covered quite well.
Oh, yeah.
But, positive things don't seem to get the attention it deserves. And that's just my personal opinion. But I'm going to continue being positive. And every chance I get, man, I'm going to laugh about something. And I think that's important for everybody because, there's a lot of adversity going on. And I know you know that better than most because when the adversity strikes, who do they call?
Right.
So you have a great idea of what I'm saying. Is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to or anything?
She'll kill me if I didn't. I'll shout out my wife, Alyssa.
Okay.
Say hey.
Hey, big shout out, young lady.
Say hey to my babies. Say hi to Taven. Say hi to Braden. Say hi to Kalena.
Okay.
So,
them the bosses.
Yeah. I gotta say hi.
You better say hi. You might not go home.
Right. I tiptoe my house and look around the corner.
Hey, the bosses might have their little badges out. One of them might have handcuffs, so you better be careful. But no, really and truly, man, I really want everybody to understand something. This world we living in, in my opinion, is, it's going through a lot of changes right now. And I really want people to take a serious look at just trying to be positive. I mean, it doesn't make everything perfect, but it helps. Well, I'll speak for myself. Being positive helps me stay focused. And it's like the 3 R's. I think it's reset, restart, and refocus. I have to do that constantly, several times a day, because unfortunately, everybody's going through something. So sometimes when people are going through things, sometimes it interferes with you. And I mean, I'm talking as simple as going to a grocery store. I mean, sometimes people are going through stuff, man, in the grocery store. And next thing you know, there's a misunderstanding and there's an altercation.
Right.
When all you had to do was just smile and maybe let them go in front of you. It's not easy to do all the time, but I mean, I'm just using that for an example. So just be careful, everybody out there. I really want you guys to understand that it's 9 times out of 10, if somebody's going through something, it probably doesn't even have anything to do with you.
It's true.
Yeah, and that's just my personal opinion. I got to ask one more question before you go. Did you get off those graveyards and second shifts yet?
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. I did.
So now what, your first shift guy now?
Your first shift guy, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
What?
Yeah.
No weekends?
No weekends and the weekends off.
What?
Yeah.
You done moved on up.
Doing good right now. Doing all right.
So you got a constant schedule now. So.
Yeah, consistent schedule, day shift is nice. First time in forever. So, yeah.
Good, man. Well, good for you. But you know what? You earned it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No one didn't give it to you. You earned it. I'm sure you had some graveyard shifts and some second shifts.
Ooh, plenty of those.
Well, hey, listen, man, I got to thank all my listeners, man, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. And I always end my show the same way. Every day that you blessed to see, it truly is another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. Ow! Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a